Attention coaches, athletes, spectators, a 5-minute hold. 5-minute hold until we send our first of 3 4 runners. Two-minute warning, 2-minute warning to our first of 3 4 runners. Track's now clear at the skeleton start for the first of 3 4 runners. Sled and track from the skeleton start. Welcome guests to the Utah Olympic Park. Today is race day. We will be having the women's monobob with a field of 11 and men's two-man bobsled. Currently in the track, we have a forerunner. Our forerunners are here to test the track conditions, the timing, and to make sure everything's in place. Five-minute warning to the first competitive sled. 5-minute warning. Track's now clear at the skeleton start for the second of 3 forerunners. Sled and track from the skeleton start. Track's now clear at the bob start for the third of 3 forerunners. Sled and track from the bob start. It's a 2-minute warning to Riley T-Jack at the bob start. Track's now clear at the bob start for Riley T-Jack. Sled and track from the bob start. Agnes Campbell, stand by, please. We are back to racing here, race fans, with the North America's Cup Women's Monobob Race 5. In the track sliding for the United States of America, we have Riley T-Jack. She is now entering into curve 6. Now into 7, top speed, 79.2 miles an hour as she goes through those labyrinth curves. Nice line going into 11. She'll be looking to set a high bar to start this race off. Little high out of 13, but she gets it under control, going down into low point, touching sliders left, up past the finish line with a downtime of 52.46 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Agnes Campbell. Sled and track from the bob start. In the track, sliding for Thailand, we have Agnes Campbell. Start time, 6.07 seconds. Agnes is now coming into our 3-4 straightaway, into Snowy, now into Cutthroat, going into curve 6. Top speed, 78.7 miles an hour. Not quite as fast as Riley as she goes through those labyrinth curves, skidding through the 10-11 straight. Little high dropping out of curve 11. Hit the short wall, high out of 13, dropping out. It's going to cost her a little bit of time as she now comes down through our shady thicket, up through the finish line with a downtime of 53.99 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Adonna Johnson. Sled and track from the bob start Sliding for Jamaica, we have Adonna Johnson in the track with a push time of 6.14 seconds. Adonna Johnson now exiting curve 4 into 5, skid in the little 5-6 straight. Exit of 6, now 7, top speed, 76.5 miles an hour as she goes through those labyrinth curves. Good line into 11. Donna's currently a second behind the pace as she goes into 13, now 14, coming up to our low point. Top speed at low point, 76.5 miles an hour. Consistent speed there as she crosses the finish line at 54.02 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Bea Macrani. Sled in track from the bob start. Erica Voss, stand by, please. Currently in the track, we have Bea Macrani sliding for Tunisia. Start time, 6.28 seconds as she goes through curve 3. At 3-4, she hit left and then a little bit of right. A little early into 5. Puts her into the short wall in the 5-6 straightaway. Now into 7. Dropping out of 7, top speed, 75.6 miles an hour. Skidding through that 10-11 straight. Really high coming out of 11. 2 runners dropping down hard. Now into 13, 14. Hit left, right, then left again as she comes up through the finish line with a downtime of 55.29 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Erica Voss. Sled in track from the bob start. Christian Banowski, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Canada, we have Erica Voss. Push time, 5.69 seconds. One of the fastest push times that we have seen so far. Erica is now exiting 4 into 5. Good line out of 5. Touches a little sliders right. Coming down through our speed trap. Top speed, 79.7 miles an hour. As she hits that 10-11 straightaway. Hits just before the entrance, which puts her high at the exit. Dropping out. Going into 13, high out of 13, puts her into sliders left. Now exiting into our shady thicket, hugging that sliders right all the way down with a downtime of 52.92 seconds. Currently second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Christian Banowski. Sled in track from the bob start. Amelia Cotain, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Canada, we have Christian Banowski. Start time, 5.61 seconds. Christian comes down through that 3-4 straightaway. Good line into 4, now 5. Now into 6. What's her speed going to be coming out of 6? 80.1 miles an hour, fastest sled we've had so far this morning. Now, good line into 11. Now 12. Christian's 72 hundredths ahead of the pace as she comes down through our low point, crossing that finish line at 51.52 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Amelia Cotain. Sled in track from the bob start. Emily Bradley, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Latvia, we have Amelia Cotain. Start time, 5.96 seconds as she goes into curve 3. Good line into 4. Currently, Amelia's 52 hundredths behind the pace as she goes through curve 6. We'll see what her top speed is. Top speed, 79 miles an hour as she goes through those labyrinth curves. Good line through the 10-11 straight. Into 12. Now 13. This looks like a good run as she's now coming down through our shady thicket. Straight down the middle, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 52.73 seconds. Currently in third place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Emily Bradley. Sled in track from the bob start. Sophie Gorbel, stand by, please. In the track sliding for the United States of America, we have Emily Bradley with a start time of 6.25 seconds. Emily is currently 83 hundredths behind the pace as she comes through curve 4, now into 5. Good line into 6. Hitting that speed trap with a top speed of 79.9 miles an hour. Emily is now 9 hundredths behind the pace as she goes into curve 11. Little high out of 11, puts her into sliders left. Now 13, going to 14, hitting our low point, the shady thicket. She's currently just over a second behind the pace as she crosses that finish line at a downtime of 52.82 seconds. Currently fourth place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Sophie Gorbel. Sled in track from the bob start. Arun Hadi Sharma, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Tunisia, we have Sophie Gorbel. Start time, 6.13 seconds. As she heads into curve 3, doing a little power slide, then hitting sliders left, dropping out of curve 4, into curve 6, currently 99 hundredths behind the pace. Top speed, 75.4 miles an hour going through those labyrinth curves. Good line through the 10-11 straightaway into 11. Little high coming out of 11. Now into 13, now 14. Currently 2.4 seconds behind the pace as she crosses that finish line with a downtime of 54.37 seconds. Currently in 8th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start. Arun Hadi Sharma. Sled in track from the bob start. Yuran Kim, stand by, please. In the track sliding for India, we have Arun Hadi Sharma with a push time of 7.13 seconds. Entering into curve 4. Now 5. Currently 2.5 seconds behind the pace as she comes through our speed trap at a top speed of 74.4 miles an hour. Hitting those labyrinth curves. Little touch sliders right through the 10-11 straight. Good line out of 11 into 12. Hits early. Gets it under control coming out of 13. hitting left, then right, and then holding it on the left wall as she crosses that finish line with a downtime of 57.75 seconds. Currently in 10th place with one slider remaining. Track's now clear at the bob start for Uran Kim. Sled in track from the bob start. Our final slider for Heat 1 of the women's monobob. We have sliding for Korea, Uran Kim, with a push time of 5.84 seconds. Uran is currently 32 hundredths behind the pace as she exits curve 5, good line into 6. Top speed, 78.6 miles an hour. Currently 4,500 hundredths behind the pace as she goes through those labyrinth curves. Let's see if she can pick up some speed here in this lower half of the track as she exits 12 into 13. Now 14, falling back to 7,200 hundredths behind the pace. Hugging that sliders left as she comes up through the finish line with a downtime of 52.61 seconds. Currently third place at this time. Your unofficial top 6 after Heat 1. In 6th place, you have Erica Voss from Canada with a downtime of 52.92 seconds. In 5th place, we have Emily Bradley from the United States of America with a downtime of 52.82 seconds. In 4th place, we have Amelia Cotain from Latvia with a downtime of 52.73 seconds. In 3rd place, we have Uran Kim from Korea with a downtime of 52.61 seconds. In 2nd place, sliding for the United States of America, Riley Tijak with a downtime of 52.46 seconds. And currently your leader, Christian Banowski from Canada with a downtime of 51.52 seconds. 5-minute warning, 5-minute warning to Aaron Spiliopoulos at the bobsled start. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning to Aaron Spiliopoulos at the bob start. Track's now clear at the bob start for Aaron Spiliopoulos. Sled and track from the bob start. Reese Peters, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for Israel, we have Aaron Spiliopoulos with his brakeman, Logan Gaynor. Start time, 5.76 seconds. Aaron is looking to set a high bar as he comes at a curve 7 with a top speed of 82.2 miles an hour, right down the middle of that 10-11 straightaway. Good line out of 11. Now 12. Hitting our shady thicket, hugging that sliders right a little bit with a downtime of 50.17 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Reese Peters. sled and track from the bob start. Jonathan Larimi, stand by, please. In the track sledding for Australia, we have Reese Peters with his brakeman, Hayden Dark. Reese with a push time of 5.36 seconds. They are currently 52 hundredths ahead of that pace as they go through curve 6, hitting our speed trap with a top speed of 81.3 miles an hour, going through those labyrinth curves, hugging that sliders left, going through the 10-11 straightaways. Good line into 12. Hitting early, sends them high. 1081, 1081. There will be a brief pause on the track. Brief pause on the track. Two-minute warning to Jonathan Larimi at the bob start. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jonathan Larimi. Sled and track from the bob start. Christopher Horn, stand by, please. Sliding for Tunisia, we have Jonathan Larimi with his brakeman, Mohamed Khalil Halal, with a push time of 5.33 seconds. Currently, Jonathan is ahead of the pace by 5,200 seconds as he goes through our curve 7 at 81 miles an hour. Little hit, sliders left right before the entrance of 11, puts him high at the exit, but he gets it under control. Hits early, going into 13, puts him into sliders left coming out of 13. Now going through our shady thicket, crossing that finish line at 50.47 seconds. Currently, second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Christopher Horn. Sled and track from the bob start. Brady Mercer, stand by, please. Welcome, guests, to the Utah Olympic Park. Currently, we have a sled in the track, and we will be sending sleds the rest of the day. There are a couple rules over here on trackside. There's no standing, sitting, or leaning, or poking your head under the fence lines. No throwing of objects at or around the track, including snowballs. And at no time, enter the track surface. These rules are for your safety, as well as the safety of our athletes. Enjoy your time here at the Utah Olympic Park. And that was Christopher Horn with his brakeman, Adams Adrian, with a downtime of 48.17 seconds, and currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Grady Mercer. sled and track from the bob start. In the track sliding for the United States of America, we have Brady Mercer with his brakeman, Brian Suso. Down push time, 5.13 seconds. They are currently 1800ths ahead of the pace as they come down through curve 6. Top speed, 82.8 miles an hour. Now through the 10-11 straightaway. They've fallen back. Now they're 3400ths behind the pace as they come through curve 12. Now 13 into 14. Good line into 14. Right down the middle of the 10-11 straight. Finish time, 49.06 seconds. Currently, second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Edson Lux Bindalati. Sled and track from the bob start. Jeff Gadbois, stand by please. In the track, we have Edson Lux Benlate and Edson Martins as his brakeman sliding for Brazil. Push time, 5.07 seconds. As they go into curve 6, they are currently 1200ths behind the pace, going through our speed trap at 83.1 miles an hour. Will they be able to keep that up? Going into curve 11, they're now 2300ths behind the pace, going into curve 13. Good line out of 13 into 14. Hitting our shady thicket at 81.8 miles an hour, crossing that finish line at a 48.79 seconds. Currently in second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jeff Gadbois. Sled and track from the bob start. Jay Dearborn, stand by please. Sliding for the United States of America, we have Jeff Gadbois with his brakeman, Hunter Powell. Push time, 5.07 seconds. They are currently 800ths behind the pace as they go into curve 6. Good line out of 6 into 7. Top speed, 83.8 miles an hour. They're falling behind the pace. They're now a full 10th going into curve 11. Now 12. 1100ths behind that pace. Let's see if he can pick up a little bit of speed going down through our shady thicket. 1300ths behind the pace as he crosses that finish line with a downtime of 48.30 seconds. Currently, second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jay Dearborn. Sled in track from the bob start. Gustavo Dos Santos Vieira, stand by, please. Sliding for Canada, we have Jay Dearborn with his brakeman, Kenny Pindau. Start time, 5.14 seconds. As they exit curve 4, they're currently 2,500 behind the pace, going into 6. Nice line out of 7, top speed, 83.2 miles an hour, going through those labyrinth curves. Now into 11. Little drop out of 11. Touching early going into 13. Put some high coming out of 13 and then hitting sliders right. Straight down that middle of the shady thicket. Crossing the finish line with a downtime of 49.05 seconds. Currently 4th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Gustavo Dos Santos Vieira. Sled in track from the bob start. Cyrus Gray, stand by, please. Sliding for Brazil, we have Gustavo Dos Santos Vieira and his brakeman, Luiz Baca, with a start time of 5.15 seconds. As they exit curve 4, they hit little early going into 5. They get it out of control going into 6, high out of 7, top speed, 81.3 miles an hour as they hit those labyrinth curves. The labyrinth, every track in the world has a series of quick right and left hand turns. As Gustavo now exits 13 into 14, he's currently over a second behind the pace with a downtime of 49.79 seconds. Currently 6th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Cyrus Gray. Sled and track from the bob start. Kitimet Palakai, stand by, please. Sliding for Canada, we have Cyrus Gray with Cesar de Guzman as his brakeman with a push time of 5.11 seconds. Cyrus now exiting curve 5. He's currently 21 hundredths behind the pace. He goes through 6, now 7, top speed, 82.5 miles an hour. Good line through the 10-11 straightaway into 11. Now 12, currently 6,200 behind the pace. He goes down through our shady picket, hugging that slider's left as he comes up through the finish line with a downtime of 49.33 seconds. Currently, 6th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Kitimet Palakai. Sled and track from the bob start. Cam Scott, stand by, please. Currently in the track, sliding for Thailand, we have Kitimet Palakai with his brakeman, Vorawat Madalam, with a push time of 5.32 seconds. Exiting curve 4, now into 5, 6. They're currently 6,400 hundredths behind the pace as they go through that speed trap at 81.6 miles an hour. Right down the middle of the 10-11 straightaway. Good line out of 11, now 12. Touching a little sliders left, coming out of 13. Gets it under control as he goes through low point, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 50.06 seconds. Currently, 8th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Cam Scott. Sled and track from the bob start. Adam Edelman, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for Australia, we have Cam Scott with his brakeman, Jermaine Takapatolo. Push time, 5.35 seconds. As they exit curve 4, they're currently 5,400 behind the pace. Now into 6, coming across that speed trap, 82.5 miles an hour. Now into those labyrinth curves. A little early going into 11. See how that affects them? Comes out a little late, dropping out of 11. Now 13 going into 14. Good line through the shady thicket, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 49.42 seconds. Currently, 7th place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Adam Edelman. Sled in track from the bob start. Shane Pitter, stand by, please. Currently in the track, we have sliding for Israel, Adam Edelman with his brakeman, Regnars Kirchevs. Push time, 5.10 seconds. As he exits curves 4, he is 1,400 behind the pace into 6. Now 7, top speed, 82.9 miles an hour as we go through those labyrinth curves. Hugging that sliders left as he goes into curve 11. Now 12. Good line into 13. 2 runners coming off into the exit of 13. Now dropped 4,900 behind the pace as he crosses that finish line with a downtime of 48.73 seconds. Currently, 3rd place with 3 sliders remaining in Heat 1. Track's now clear at the bob start for Shane Pitter. Sled in track from the bob start. Shane Fisher, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Jamaica, we have Shane Pitter with his brakeman, Tyreek Buckner, with a push time of 5.11 seconds. They are currently 2/10 behind the pace as they enter into curve 6. Now 7, top speed, 83.1 miles an hour. Ice is fast today. Shout out to track crew getting all these track conditions good and some fast ice. Shane now going into 13. 14, he's currently 4,900 behind the pace as he goes through our shady thicket. Kind of power sliding through that low point. Finish time, 48.96 seconds. Currently, 5th place with 2 sliders remaining. Track's now clear at the bob start for Shane Fisher. Sled and track from the bob start. Youngjin Suk, stand by please. In the track, sliding for the United States of America, we have Shane Fisher with his brakeman Trevor Chase with a push time of 5.34 seconds. As they exit curve 4, they are currently 59 hundredths behind the pace as they go through 6. Now 7, top speed, 81.8 miles an hour. Right down the middle of that 10-11 straightaway. Coming off 2 runners out of the exit of 11. Hitting early into 13, but he gets it under control. Going now through low point. Crossing that finish line with a downtime of 49.80 seconds. Currently 11th place with 1 slider remaining. Track's now clear at the bob start for Youngjin Suk. Sled and track from the bob start. Our final slider for Heat 1, sliding for Korea, is Youngjun Suk with his brakeman, Jung Yun Woo, Hu Yun Woo, with a push time of 5.16 seconds. As they exit curve 4, they are currently 24 hundredths behind the pace as they go through 6, now 7, top speed, 83.4 miles an hour. Currently falling back 31 hundredths behind the pace as he comes through the exit of 11 into 12, now 13. And be able to pick up a little bit more speed in this lower half of the track. 36 hundredths behind the pace as he crosses that finish line with a downtime of 48.56 seconds and currently 3rd place at this time. Your unofficial top 6 after Heat 1 from Jamaica, you have Shane Pitter with a downtime of 48.96 seconds. In 5th place from Brazil, you have Edson Lux Vindalate with a downtime of 48.79 seconds. In 4th place, you have Adam Edelman sliding for Israel with a downtime of 48.56 seconds. In 3rd place, you have Youngjin Suk from Korea with a downtime of 48.56 seconds. In 2nd place, sliding for the United States of America, you have Jeff Gadbois with a downtime of 48.30 seconds. And currently in 1st place, you have Chris Horn with a downtime of 48.17 seconds. 10-minute warning, 10-minute warning to the first of 3 forerunners. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning to the first of 3 forerunners. Track's now clear at the skeleton start for the first of 3 forerunners. Sled and track from the skeleton start. Track's now clear at the skeleton start for the second of 3 forerunners. Sled and track from the skeleton start. Track's now clear at the bob start for our third and final forerunner. Sled in track from the bob start. 2-minute warning to Arun Hadi Sharma at the bob start. Track's now clear at the bob start for Arun Hadi Sharma. Sled in track from the bob start. Welcome back, race fans, to the North America's Cup Race 5 Women's Monobob. We are back to racing with heat number 2. In the track, we have Arun Hadi Sharma. Push time, 7.52 seconds. Heat 2, we go by reverse by rank order, so that means the fastest sliders in Heat 1 will go at the end of Heat 2. So we'll see a lot of lead changes as we go through, and we'll be seeing people trying to climb up those rankings. Arun Hadi will be trying to climb up those rankings with her second run as she comes down into our shady thicket, coming out on 2 runners as she exited 14. Now up through 15, crossing that finish line, the downtime of 57.92 seconds, combined downtime, 1 minute, 55.67 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Bea Macrani. Sled in track from the bob start. Sophie Gorbel, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for Tunisia, we have Bea Macrani. push time, 6.21 seconds. As she goes into 3, coming through that 3-4 straightaway. She's currently ahead of the place by 4 seconds as she comes down through 6. Top speed, 76.9 miles an hour as she goes through those labyrinth curves. Hitting right before the entrance of 11. She gets it under control as she exits 7. Now into 13 and 14. Hitting left and right at our shady thicket as she crosses that finish line with a downtime of 54.11 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 49.40 seconds. Currently in first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Sophie Gorbel. Sled in track from the bob start. Adana Johnson, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Tunisia, we have Sophie Gorbel. Push time, 6.21 seconds. Sophie's exiting curve 4. She is currently 77 hundredths ahead of the pace. She will need a 55.03 seconds to maintain her position. And she's currently 62 hundredths ahead of that pace right now. She comes down out of 11 into 12. Now 13. 47 hundredths behind the pace as she comes down through our shady thicket up across the finish line with a downtime of 1 minute, 48.87 seconds. Currently in first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Adana Johnson. Sled in track from the bob start. Agnes Campbell, stand by, please. In the track, we have Adana Johnson sliding for Jamaica with a push time of 6.02 seconds. In Heat 1, Adana Johnson had a 54.02 seconds. She will need a 54.85 to maintain her position, and she's currently 61 hundredths ahead of that pace as she exits curve 7 at 76.2 miles an hour. Now down the 10-11 straightaway. Good line at 11 into 12. Now 66 hundredths ahead of the pace. Hitting early into 13, takes her high out of 13, but she seems to have gotten it under control as she comes down, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 54.56 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 48.58 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Agnes Campbell. Sled and track from the bob start. Erica Voss, stand by please. In the track, sliding for Thailand, we have Agnes Campbell. Push time, 5.93 seconds. Agnes in the first heat had a 53.99. She'll need a 54.59 seconds to maintain her position. And as she exits curve 6, she's currently 41 hundredths ahead of that pace with a top speed of 78.1 miles an hour. Little touch sliders left as she goes into curve 11. Now 12. She's now 6,700 hundredths ahead of the pace as she exits 13. Hugging that sliders left, going through the shady thicket, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 1 minute, 47.53 seconds. Currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Erica Voss. Sled and track from the bob start. Emily Bradley, stand by please. Sliding for Canada, we have Erica Voss with a push time of 5.63 seconds. In Heat 1, Erica had a 52.92 seconds. She'll need a 54.61 to maintain her position. And she's currently 1.71 seconds ahead of that pace as she goes through those labyrinth curves. No little touch sliders right as she goes through the 10-11 straightaway. Now into 12. Good line into 13. She's extending her lead over 2 seconds now as she comes down through the shady thicket, crossing that finish line. Downtime, 51.54 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 44.46 seconds. Currently in first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Emily Bradley. Sled and track from the bob start. Amelia Cotain, stand by, please. Sliding for the United States of America, we have Emily Bradley. Push time, 6.23 seconds. Emily had a 52.82 seconds in her first heat. She'll need a 51.64 to maintain that position. She's currently 7,600 behind that pace as she exits curve 6. Now 7, top speed, 79.6 miles an hour. She'll need to find some speed in this lower half of the track. Emily's fallen behind. She's now 8,600 behind the pace as she goes through 13 into 14. Power sliding, hit left, then right as she crosses that finish line with a downtime of 52.70 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 45.52 seconds. Currently, second place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Amelia Cotain. Sled in track from the bob start. You're on Kim, stand by please. Sliding for Latvia, we have Amelia Cotain. Push time, 5.89 seconds. Amelia's going to need a 51.73 to maintain her pace. And she is currently 32 hundredths behind that as she goes into 6. Exiting 6, now 7, top speed, 77.5 miles an hour as she goes through those labyrinth curves. She'll need to pick up a little bit of speed if she wants to make up ground on the leader, Erica Voss. As she exits 12, now into 13, she's now 98 hundredths behind the pace as she comes down into low point, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 53.15 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 45.88 seconds. Currently, third place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Huron Kim. Sled in track from the bob start. Riley T-Jack, stand by please. In the track, sliding for Korea, you have Huron Kim with a push time of 5.80 seconds. In Heat 1, Huron had a 52.61 seconds. She'll need a 51.85 to maintain her place, and she's currently 800 behind that pace as she exits curve 7 at 77.3 miles an hour. She'll need to pick up some speed if she wants to gain on that leader. She's falling behind. She's now 63 hundredths behind that pace. She goes through 13, now 14, now 8 hundredths behind that pace as she crosses that finish line with a downtime of 1 minute or 52 seconds, 0.76 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 45.37 seconds. Currently second place. Your leader, Erica Voss. Combined downtime, 144.46 with 2 sliders remaining. Track's now clear at the bob start for Riley T-Jack. Sled and track from the bob start. Christian Banowski, stand by, please. In the track sliding for the United States of America, we have Riley Tejak with a push time of 5.93 seconds. She is currently 2 thousandths ahead of the pace as she comes down through curve 6. Now 7, she has fallen behind. She's 600ths behind the pace as she's going through those labyrinth curves. Into 11. Little high out of 11. Going into 12. Fallen further back. She is now 28 hundredths behind the pace as she comes down, up, and crosses that finish line with a downtime of 52.42 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 44.88 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Christian Banowski. Sled and track from the bob start. Our final slider for heat number 2 is Christian Banowski sliding for Canada. Push time, 5.50 seconds. Christian Banowski holds the track record at a 51.17 seconds. She also has our push record at 5.42 seconds. She'll need a 52.94 seconds to maintain her first place position, and she is currently 1.58 seconds ahead, or ahead of the pace as she comes down through low point, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 51.34 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 42.86 seconds. Your unofficial top 6. In 6th place, we have Amelia Kotain from Latvia with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 45.88 seconds. In 5th place, sliding for the United States of America, Emily Bradley with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 45.52 seconds. In 4th place, you have Yuran Kim from Korea with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 45.37 seconds. In 3rd place, sliding for the United States of America, we have Riley Tejak with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 44.88 seconds. In 2nd place, we have Erica Voss sliding for Canada with a 1 minute, 44.46 seconds. And your unofficial leader is Christian Banowski sliding for Canada with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 42.86 seconds. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. To Reese Peters at the bob start. Track's now clear at the bob start for Reese Peters. Sled and track from the bob start. Jonathan Larimi, stand by, please. We're back to racing with the North America Cup Race 5 men's two-man bobsled. In the track, we have Reese Peters with his brakeman Hayden Dark sliding for Australia. They had a push time of 5.31 seconds. Their first run, they had a 52.14 seconds. They'll be looking to improve on that because we go by rank by reverse order. So our fastest sliders from Heat 1 will go at the end. So we'll see a lot of lead changes as we go through. And Reese crossing that finish line with a downtime of 49.81 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 41.95 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jonathan Larimi. Sled and track from the bob start. Aaron Spiliopoulos, stand by, please. Sliding for Tunisia, we have Jonathan Larimi with his brakeman, Mohammed Khalil Halal. Push time, 5.30 seconds. In Heat 1, they had a 50.47 seconds. They'll need a 51.48 to maintain their position, and they're currently 1.5 seconds ahead of that pace as they go into curve 11. They'll drop out of 11, put some early into 13, high out of 13, hit sliders left in the 13-14 straightaway, left and then right, tap in the shady thicket, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 50.12 seconds, combined downtime, 1 minute, 40.59 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Aaron Spiliopoulos. Sled and track from the bob start. Kitamet Palakai, stand by, please. In the track, we have sliding for Israel. Aaron Spiliopoulos with his brakeman. Logan Gaynor. Push time, 5.72 seconds. They are currently 31 hundredths behind the pace. They go through 6, now 7, top speed, 82 miles an hour as they go through those labyrinth curves. Hugging that sliders right as they enter into curve 11, now 12. They're currently 2/10 behind the pace. They go through 13, now 14. They're making up a little bit of time. They're only 16 hundredths behind as they come up. Are they going to be able to get it? Yes, they do. Combined or finish time 50.14 seconds. Combined downtime 1 minute 40.31 seconds. Currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Kitimat Palakai. Sled in track from the bob start. Shane Fisher, stand by, please. Sliding for Thailand, we have Kitimat Palakai with his brakeman, Borawat Madalum. Push time, 5.30 seconds. In Heat 1, Kitimat had a 50.06 seconds. They'll need a 50.25 to maintain their position. And they're currently 6,900 hundredths ahead of that pace as they go through those labyrinth curves at 81.5 miles an hour. Good line out of 11 into 12. They're losing a little bit of ground now. They're only 4,700 hundredths ahead of that pace as they come down through the shady picket. Now 3,200 hundredths. Are they going to be able to hold on to their lead? Yes. Combined or downtime 50.12 seconds. Combined downtime 1 minute 40.18 seconds. Currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Shane Fisher. Sled in track from the bob start. Gustavo dos Santos Vieira, stand by, please. In the track sliding for the United States of America, we have Shane Fisher with his brakeman, Trevor Chase. Push time, 5.12 seconds. Shane is going to need a 50.38 seconds to maintain his position. He's currently 6,500 ahead of that pace as he enters those labyrinth curves. Now into 11th. He's extending that lead. He's now 7,900. Early into 13, gets it under control. Now going through the shady thicket, hitting left, then right, skidding through, crossing that finish line. Downtime, 49.62 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 39.42 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Gustavo dos Santos Vieira. Sled in track from the bob start. Cam Scott, stand by, please. Sliding for Brazil, we have Gustavo dos Santos Vieira and his brakeman, Luiz Vaca. They'll need a 49.63 to maintain their position, and they're currently 2/10 behind that pace as they go through curve 6, now 7. Top speed, 81.4 miles an hour. They're now 31 hundredths behind that pace as they go into curve 11. Now 12, they'll need to pick up some speed if they want to maintain their spot. High out of 13, puts them on 2 runners. They're now 44 hundredths behind that pace as they cross the finish line. The downtime of 50.02 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 39.81 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Cam Scott. Sled in track from the bob start. Cyrus Gray, standby, plays. Sliding for Australia, you have Cam Scott with his brakeman, Jermaine Takapatulu. Push time, 5.31 seconds. Cam Scott's currently 3 thousandths ahead of the pace. They'll need a 50-second flat to maintain their position as they go through our speed trap at 82.1 miles an hour. They are now dead heat with the leaders. Now 2 thousandths ahead. Are they going to be able to maintain this as they come down through the shady thicket? Hugging that sliders right, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 49.50 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 38.92 seconds. Currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Cyrus Gray. Sled and track from the bob start. Grady Mercer, stand by, please. Sliding. Sliding for Canada, we have Cyrus Gray with his brakeman, Cesar de Guzman. Push time, 5.09 seconds. As they exit curve 7 into 8, they are currently 46 hundredths ahead of the pace as they go into curve 11. Now 12, losing some of that lead. It's now 42 hundredths as they come through 13, now 14. Will they maintain as they hug that sliders left through the shady thicket, crossing that finish line with the downtime of 49.26 seconds? Combined downtime, 1 minute, 38.59 seconds. Currently in first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Grady Mercer. Sled and track from the bob start. Jay Dearborn, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for the United States of America, we have Grady Mercer with his brakeman, Brian Suso. Grady's going to need a 49.53 to maintain his position, and he is 37 hundredths ahead of that pace as he goes through 6, now 7. Top speed, 82.5 miles an hour. Good line into 11. He's increased his lead to 41 hundredths. Now 12, 13. Keeping right around the 45 hundredths ahead of the pace as he goes right down the middle of our shady thicket, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 48.94 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 38 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jay Dearborn. Sled and track from the bob start. Shane Pitter, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Canada, we have Jay Dearborn with his brake band, Kenny Pindal, with a push time of 5.10 seconds. In Heat 1, Jay had a downtime of 49.05 seconds. He's going to need a 48.95 to maintain his position. He's currently 600 behind that pace as he goes through curve 11. Into 12, now 400s. He's gaining a little bit as he goes through 13, now 14. He's 300s as he now goes down through the shady thicket. Is he going to be able to keep that top spot as he crosses the finish line? Yes, he does. With a downtime of 48.92 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 37.97 seconds. Track's now clear at the bob start for Shane Pitter. Sled in track from the bob start. Edson Luke's Vindalate, stand by please. In the track sliding for Jamaica, you have Shane Pitter with his brakeman, Tyreek Buckner. Shane's going to need a 49.01 to maintain his position, and they are currently 1900 ahead of that pace as they go through 6. Now 7. Top speed, 82.4 miles an hour, going through those labyrinth curves. Good line through the 10-11 straightaway into 11. Now 12. Now 12 thousandths ahead of the pace as he goes through 13. Now 14. Losing a big gain of ground. He's now 5 thousandths ahead of the pace as he crosses that finish line with a downtime of 49.01 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 37.97 seconds. It's a tie with Jay Dearborn. Track's now clear at the bob start for Edson Luke's Vindalate. Sled in track from the bob start. Adam Edelman, stand by, please. In the track sliding for Brazil, we have Edson Luke's Vindalate and his brakeman, Edson Martins. In Heat 1, they had a 48.79 seconds, and they're going to need a 49.18 to maintain their position, and they're currently 36 hundredths ahead of that pace as they go through the labyrinth into curve 11. Increasing that lead now to 4 tenths as they go through 12. Now 13, good line out of 13 into 14. Coming down through that shady thicket, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 48.82 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 37.61. Currently first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Adam Edelman. Sled in track from the bob start. Youngjin Suk, stand by please. In the track, sliding for Israel, we have Adam Edelman with his brakeman, Ragnar Skurchevs. They'll need a 48.88 to maintain their position. They're currently 0.3 ahead of that pace as they go through 6, now 7. Top speed, 82.8 miles an hour, going through those labyrinth curves. They're still hanging on to that 2,000th of a lead as they go through 11, now 12. Now 4,000ths ahead of the pace as they come through 14. Will they be able to maintain their position as they cross that finish line? Yes, they do. Downtime, 48.72 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 37.45 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Yoongjin Suk. Sled in track from the bob start. Jeff Gadbois, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for Korea, we have Yoongjin Suk with his brakeman, Jung-Yun Woo, Hoo-Yun Woo. In Heat 1, they had a 48.56 seconds. They'll need a 48.89 to maintain their position, and they're currently 1/1200ths ahead of that pace as they go through 6, now 7. Top speed, 83.3 miles an hour. Good line out of 10-11 into 11. Off 2 runners coming out of 11. They get it under control, though, as they go through 12 and 13. They're now 2,300ths ahead of that pace as they come up through the finish line with a downtime of 48.63 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 37.19 seconds. Currently, first place at this time. Track's now clear at the bob start for Jeff Gadbois. Sled in track from the bob start. Christopher Horn, stand by, please. In the track, sliding for the United States of America, we have Jeff Gadbois with his brakeman, Hunter Powell. Jeff's going to need a 48.89 to maintain his position, and he's currently 3,700ths ahead of the pace as he now goes through 6, now 7. Top speed, 83.5 miles an hour, going through those labyrinth curves. Good line down the 10-11 straightaway into 11. Now 12, extending his lead to 4,100ths as he exits curve 13, approaching that shady thicket. Now 4,900ths ahead of that pace. Crossing the finish line with a downtime of 48.37 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 36.67 seconds. Currently in first place with 1 slider remaining. Track's now clear at the bob start for Christopher Horn. Sled and track from the bob start. Our final slider in this North America Cup Race 5 men's two-man is Christopher Horn with his brakeman, Adams Adrian. In Heat 1, they had a 48.17 seconds. They will need a 48.5 to maintain their lead, and they are currently 29 hundredths ahead of that pace as they go into curve 11. Now into 12. 34 hundredths ahead of that pace as they come down through low point, hugging that slider's left as they come up, crossing that finish line with a downtime of 48.14 seconds. Combined downtime, 1 minute, 36.31 seconds. Currently first place at this time. Your unofficial top 6. We have a tie for 6th place with Shane Pitter from Jamaica with a downtime of 1 minute, 37.97 seconds. And Jay Dearborn from Canada with a 1 minute, 37.97 seconds. In 5th place, we have Edson Lux Vindalate with a from Brazil with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 37.61 seconds. In 4th place, sliding for Israel, we have Adam Edelman with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 37.45 seconds. In 3rd place, sliding for Korea, we have Youngjung Suk with a combined downtime of 1 minute, 37.19 seconds. In 2nd place, sliding for the United States of America, we have Jeff Gadbois with a combined downtime, 1 minute, 36.67 seconds. And your unofficial leader from sliding for the United States of America, Christopher Horn, with a combined downtime, 1 minute, 36.31 seconds.